Alright guys, welcome back. So we're back on the sculpture. So this is part 2 of this sculptural wall hanging project. And I don't even know if I should call this a DIY project or I should call it a how-to project, but this is how I do it. So right here I'm adding an extra level of support. Remember, this is a wall hanging. You don't want it to fall off the wall. So I'm adding screws on the back to give it super support. So one may ask, why paint it white first and then you paint it black? But remember, if you want the color, if you want that final color to be more vibrant, you always put a base coat of white first and then you put your dominant color on top of that. That allows the color to be more vibrant. It makes the color pop. Even if it is black, always put white first. Well, that's a part of my process anyway. I really had a lot of fun doing this. I always enjoy doing any of my sculptures. So while I was doing this, those lines that you see me messing around with at the side, I really didn't like them. I didn't think that they looked good, so I decided to fill those lines in because I wanted to have a smooth surface to which I can paint on and play around with. So what I did, I covered that surface with Bondo and I sanded it down to give it a smooth surface. And then I went right back into the design. So what happened here, I made a mistake here, and it's not even a mistake either. But what I did, I went right over the Bondo and I painted it black. But if you notice, I had to give those two areas that I put Bondo on, I had to give it multiple coats. If I had just painted it white in the first place, I could have just given it 1 or 2 coats. But because I didn't do that, I had to give it like 4 or 5 or 6 coats so the black would look a little bit more rich. So as usual, I'm putting on tape on the back, and that's because of the resining factor. I didn't resin this piece though. I left it matte black because I loved how it looked matte black. Maybe I resin it in the future, maybe not. I don't know. So one of the styles that I incorporated in this, when I was doing the line design, I allowed the line design to flow out of my mind onto the mask. There was no pre-plans, there was nothing at all. I just looked at the form, the curves, the lines, and I just allowed the lines to just flow. And I painted based on the mood and based on the overall look of the design. So there was no pre-plan, there was no sketch. I just had an idea in my head and I just ran with it. I enjoyed that level of freedom, and you can see it in the design. It looks flowing, it looks, it's very spontaneous. So I just allowed the form to dictate how the lines flowed. What I did do though is that I actually used my pencil to kind of sketch a light design onto the mask. That's the only sketches I really did, just to see how the lines would look, and then when I felt good about it, I just went into it. So let me tell you the idea behind the giver. I wanted to create an image that celebrates blackness, an image that empowers, hence the concept of the giver. The Giver is a Jamaican, African, maroon, protective wall hanging that protects and gives strength to the viewer and the owner. The black and white ebb and flowing lines sends a visual message of unity and love in 2020 and beyond. The idea that colors of such contrasting intensity, black and white, can create something so beautiful if combined in the right way. The mask empowers, it strengthens, it distributes love, and it protects. In essence, it gives. Hence the name, The Giver. What would you classify this as? I don't know if I should call it a sculpture. I don't know if I should call it a wall hanging. I don't know if I should call it a sculptural design, a sculptural painting, a wall hanging painting. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think I should call it? Or what category does this fall in? Tell me in the comment section down below. So what I had to do when I was painting each of these lines, all the white lines, I had to give it like about 6 or 7 coats of paint because I wanted the white to stand out and I wanted the white to be rich. I didn't want someone to look at the white lines and could see black underneath it. I wanted the white lines to stand out. So I painted them multiple times. I even go into the black areas and I give those areas multiple coats of black paint too, especially where I use my pencil to kind of sketch, kind of give a rough sketch of the lines. I go into those areas, multiple coats, and I constantly use my blow dryer to dry the areas off and go back into it. Yeah, man. So what I always make sure I do is that I put up the wall hanging in my home or in my environment to make sure that it can withstand staying up on the wall for a long period of time before I give it to anybody else or before I put it in a gallery or something. I just want to make sure that it's safe on the wall. Safety first. Alright, my friends and my family, I hope that you liked the video. I hope that you found it informative and entertaining, and I want you to come back for more. Remember, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Troyan Francis, Fine Art.